Do you ever just look at an island and think, this one is definitely an S tier? Well, that is exactly what we will be doing today, as we're going to be ranking every natural island on a tier list. And yes, I've definitely overthought it. We're talking plant, cold, air, water, and earth. I'll be ranking them based on a combination of their music, aesthetic, monster variety, and the overall vibe that they give off. So, if you've got strong opinions about which island is an S tier banger and which one sounds like a broken record, you're in the right place. Now, if you would like me to continue this series and keep on ranking each of the islands, don't be shy to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off the list is the classic Plant Island. This is the island where it all begins, which is why it gets a lot of love purely out of nostalgia, and honestly, rightfully so. Plant Island is where most of us first heard the weird and wonderful sounds of My Singing Monsters. Musically, it's super catchy. It's got charm, rhythm, and that comforting, homey energy. The way the instruments layer in as you unlock new monsters gives it this satisfying build-up, and by the time your island is full, you've got a song that's simple while still being super memorable. It's also stacked with some of the game's most iconic monsters: Noggin, Toejammer, Mammoth, and Potbelly. These are the voices of MSM, and Plant Island is their stage. But if we're being brutally honest, it can get a little repetitive once you've heard it for the 1000th time. It doesn't have the complexity or depth of the later islands, which makes sense since it literally is the beginner island and the introduction to everything else. Visually, it's a nice, bright green environment that feels alive, but it doesn't really stand out compared to the other naturals, as it's kind of a default fantasy grassland vibe. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Still, I've got to give props for being the foundation of the entire game. Without Plant Island, none of this exists. For that reason alone, Plant Island goes into A tier. Not perfect, but definitely lovable. Next up is Cold Island, which takes a sharp turn from the bouncy cheerfulness of Plant Island. Cold sets a completely different mood, going for something atmospheric, calm, and a little bit haunting at times. The track starts off slow, almost too empty at first, but as you unlock more monsters, it builds into something layered and powerful. Bogart's strings are the star here, adding a dreamy melody that pairs beautifully with the DJ's beat, which anchors everything with a cool icy groove. Musically, it's more complex than Plant, and feels like the developers were experimenting with the mood and tone in a way they hadn't yet done. It's calm but still alive, chill but not too boring, and once the full monster lineup is unlocked, the song transforms from quiet and sparse to genuinely impressive. Visually, Cold Island is pretty straightforward, a snowy landscape with frozen structures and icy crystals, but it fits perfectly with the sounds. The frosty look adds to the atmosphere, even if it's not the most creative background. The monsters themselves feel like they belong here, and Cold is where a lot of players first realize just how different the islands can feel from one another. The one drawback is the slow build-up early on. It's almost underwhelming, but the payoff is worth it. Personally, I think Cold has more musical power than Plant, but it doesn't carry the same nostalgic punch. Still, it earns its place in A tier, right beside Plant. Now, let's talk about Air Island, the chaotic middle child of the natural islands. This one has high energy from the start, throwing in quirky rhythms, unexpected beats, and a tempo that feels like it's constantly sprinting forward. Some people absolutely love it for that liveliness, and I do get it. It is fun and upbeat without holding back, but here's where I'm a little more critical. The fast pace makes it feel pretty rushed at times, and not every monster's sound blends smoothly. Instead of layering into a nice melody like Cold or Plant, Air often feels like the monsters are competing with each other to sound the loudest. That chaotic vibe is part of its personality, but it also makes it harder to get lost in the track the way you can with the others. Visually, it's good. Floating rocks, cloudy skies, and an airy environment that matches the theme, but it doesn't wow me compared to the coral vibrancy of Water Island. As for the monsters, Riff and Rebro do bring a lot of character, making the island even more unique. If you're the type who likes fast, unpredictable music with a bit of chaotic edge, Air might be one of your favorites. For me though, it leans more toward overwhelming than catchy, and while I respect it for being bold and different, it doesn't quite have the polish or cohesion of the very best. That's why I'm slotting Air Island into B tier. Then we have Water Island, the underrated gem of the natural lineup. This island has such a bubbly and playful vibe that instantly makes me think of that one SpongeBob episode with the tiki heads. Musically, it's consistent, catchy, and clean, with a light bounce that fits the aquatic theme perfectly. It doesn't try to be overly intense, and the vocals here are surprisingly strong and well balanced, which gives the whole track a polished feel. Where Water really shines is in its looks, as the coral reefs, seashells, underwater plants, and bright colors make it one of the most beautiful natural islands. It feels alive and vibrant, as if you're peeking into an animated reef city. But the main issue is that Water doesn't have a standout wow moment in the song. Unlike Earth, which hits you with raw power, or Cold, which has that haunting melody, Water just stays steady throughout. Don't get me wrong, it's consistently good, but it doesn't hit the peaks that make you go, wow, this is one of the best islands. Because of that, it often gets overshadowed, especially since it sits between the louder islands of Air and Earth. With that said, I think it's one of the most underrated islands, which people overlook how clean and enjoyable it actually is. It may not be groundbreaking, but it's fun, catchy, and visually stunning, which makes me comfortable placing it in B tier. And finally, we come to Earth Island, the heavy hitter of the natural islands, and honestly, one of the best songs in the entire game. From the moment it kicks off, Earth feels powerful and bold, almost like the final boss of the natural lineup. The monster roster here is stacked, with Chorus's booming vocals, and the rare and epic Wubboxes having some of their best tracks on the island. Musically, it's a straight up banger. It slaps hard when everything comes together, and it's one of the few islands that feels like it was designed to just blow you away. Visually, it's not overly fancy, it's a rocky, grounded landscape without much flair, but that actually fits perfectly with the strong, thundering vibe of the song. The only downside is that it can get overwhelming at times, especially when every monster is going at once, but honestly, that's part of the fun. Earth isn't about restraint, it's about going all in, and that's exactly why it works so well. Compared to the other naturals, Earth easily stands at the top of the pyramid. For me, this is most definitely an S tier. So there you have it, every natural island ranked in all of their glory. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know how you would rank the islands. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.